It is Tuesday, September the 10th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Food banks across Ontario are asking for help after a record number of visits.
Air Canada and its pilots still cannot get a deal done.
And Aaron Rodgers was back on the field, but it was the 49ers that were flying. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday morning. Kind of back to warmer temperatures this morning.
Did you get this storm yesterday?
Not at all. And I was actually, well, not hoping for a bad storm, but hoping for some rain.
Some rain would be nice, yeah. Exactly. Because it's been fairly dry. I mean, we did get a little bit on the weekend, but it didn't amount to very much. But whoa, what they got yesterday through Niagara was
nasty. A tornado warning?
Yeah, tornado warning.
Yeah, not a watch, a warning.
Yeah, a warning happened, and a lot of shots of the sky across Niagara Falls and St. Catharines, and some shots of some damage done by microbursts. And wow, yeah, it got kind of hairy in the Niagara area yesterday. What we're looking at today is some sunshine. However, it's difficult to see at the moment, never mind because the sun takes a long time to get up now, but we got a lot of fog in the area, a lot of fog patches, maybe not inside the city, but go outside the city where it's a little bit cooler and you'll notice some fog. So it's fairly hazy this morning. We will see the sunshine today. Temperature today milder, 23, feeling like 25, so a really nice Tuesday coming up. We're sitting at 9 at the moment, so it's a cool start. Talk about it coming up. Looking at traffic, 403 Waterdown Road. We always start with our exclusive camera. Nothing to see there. Just a few MTO traffic cameras. Nikola Tesla Boulevard hasn't started to build yet. Top of the Skyway looks good all the way through Appleby. Now, I do want to show you this camera right around Mississauga Road. You can see way in the distance there the ramps to Mississauga Road. We do have some we actually had a police investigation there earlier, and of course some construction, so it's a little bit of a visual distraction there now. Otherwise, we're doing okay. So we'll look at weather and traffic in a few minutes for you. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Well, food bank use in Ontario is up for the 8th year in a row, and it's highlighting an affordability crisis. Simone Gavros joins us now from the Burlington Food Bank with more on new data from the Feed Ontario network.
Well, over 1 million people in Ontario have visited a food bank within the last year or so, and that's a 25% increase compared to the numbers that were seen last year. Now, this is also a time, this month is Hunger Action Month as well, so Feed Ontario is taking this opportunity to let people know that food insecurity is at an all-time high and that action is needed.
That's incredibly staggering. I have been with this organization for 15 years, and I never thought in my lifetime that we would see food bank demand reach that level. It's really, and it's people from all walks of life. We are seeing children, seniors, families with children, unemployed individuals accessing our support because life is just getting so unaffordable for so many Ontarians.
Now, the data from Feed Ontario says that food banks were also visited over 7.6 million times, marking an increase of 134% since pre-pandemic numbers. The organization says the main drivers of food insecurity and poverty is the rising cost of living and the quality of work and income. Carolyn Stewart with Feed Ontario says many Ontarians are left with making impossible choices when it comes to food and bills, and that's when people turn to food banks. Now, food banks themselves are also feeling the pressure. Nearly 70% of them are concerned about not having enough food, and over 50% worry about having enough funds to meet their demands. Feed Ontario is calling on the government to put stronger poverty reduction strategies in place to help with the affordability crisis. Now, coming up, we'll be speaking with the executive director of the food bank here in Burlington, as well as Feed Halton, for more on what we're seeing here at a local level. But for now, Tim, I'll send things back over to you.
All right, thanks, Simone. Let's stay in Burlington because a 79-year-old woman is missing. Halton police say Diane Kentowski was last seen on Plains Road and Falcon Boulevard, but they did not say when. She's white, 5'7", with long gray hair, was wearing blue jeans, a gray zip-up sweater.
Hamilton police have recovered 8 stolen bicycles and a bike rack from an encampment near Gage Park following reports of a bike chop shop. A viewer submitted this photo showing the encampment at the Delta at Main and King Streets, where police found those bikes. The bike rack stolen from a nearby McDonald's was identified through surveillance footage, and that footage led to the arrest of a 50-year-old man. Police say some of the bikes had been painted or altered, making them difficult to trace. They are urging cyclists to register their bikes to help with recovery. Francis Ford Coppola's passion project, Megalopolis, has made its North American debut at the Toronto International Film Festival. So far, some critics love it, others not so much. Emily Taylor has the details from the TIFF red carpet.
Good morning, Morning Live. A lot of star power here on the red carpet tonight at Roy Thomson Hall. Francis Ford Coppola and Adam Driver walked the red carpet for the new movie Megalopolis. Now, the divisive movie is a sci-fi epic that sees Adam Driver play Caesar, an architect, and also he can stop time. We caught up with some of the cast to talk about what it was like on set.
This is one of the greatest casts that I've ever been a part of. I mean, it's, Shia LaBeouf, it's terrific, and Aubrey Plaza, who couldn't be here, she hurt her knee. Dustin Hoffman, John Voight, Adam Driver's terrific. I mean, it really is an all-star team. And a lot of times when you see on a poster or when you see that there's a big starry cast, a lot of times that means it's kind of a crappy movie and they just paid a lot of people to make it look less bad. But in this case, the movie's really great and everybody was excited to be here. And, and I'm really proud of the movie and looking forward to see how Toronto reacts. What
draws you to this really epic story?
Definitely just how daring and unapologetic the fact that this is a passion project for him really shows. You can tell he just truly wanted to make this as a creative, and it's pretty cool in that way.
Did I get to keep any?
No, sadly no.
And we're right back here on the red carpet at Roy Thomson Hall tomorrow night for another movie, The Friend. Stars Bill Murray, Naomi Watts, and Bing the Dog. We'll have lots more TIFF content coming your way, but for now, I'll go back inside to you.
Thanks very much, Emily. Well, next year's Around the Bay Road Race is going to have a new route and a new finish line. Runners will still race around the Bay on March 30th, but for the first time, they're going to finish here at Leona Station on Hamilton's James Street North. Participants will have a choice to compete in 5, 10, 15, or 30K races. The Around the Bay was first run in 1894, making it the oldest road race in North America. St. Joseph's Healthcare Foundation will be the race benefactor again, with race funds this time going towards 10 types of robotic surgery.
Some of them are cancer, bladder cancer and lung cancer, as well as knee and hip replacements. So, for example, for the knee and hip replacements, the surgeries are so innovative and not as invasive as traditional surgery, and they'll be able to get the patients out of the hospital faster, recover sooner, and that provides a better level of care.
Registration for next year's Around the Bay is set to open soon. We have more details on our website, chch.com. A very warm welcome home for several Canadian Paralympians last night at Pearson International. Jesse Zezu, who won silver in the men's F37 discus throw, spoke in his debut about his exciting experience.
It was pretty surreal. Sorry, my voice is gone from last night, but it was pretty surreal. Getting there and experiencing the entire. I've been to games before, a small one in Pan American Games, but this was on a whole nother level. The crowds were insane. We would have 60,000-70,000 people for track, and I've never experienced that in my life. But it really, I think, helped. It felt like everyone was cheering for you, and yeah, it was just a really surreal experience. To really live out your dreams is a crazy thing to do.
Canada won 29 medals at the Paralympics in Paris, including 10 golds, improving on the showing at the Tokyo Games 3 years ago.
All right, let's get into Sportsline. Busy Monday with local and professional sports on the docket. Let's start with the pro ranks as week 1 of the NFL season came to a close in San Francisco with the 49ers. They welcomed the return of Aaron Rodgers with the New York Jets.
Second and goal, Mason bobbling it, but a touchdown.
And it wasn't pretty for the 49ers, but Jordan Mason in his first NFL start in for the injured Christian McCaffrey had himself a game, rushing for 147 yards and that touchdown. The only one, San Francisco would have 2 touchdowns and had 6 field goals as Aaron Rodgers in his first start for the Jets since rupturing his Achilles in the 4th play of the year last season would toss an interception. Also a touchdown right there when things were already out of reach. 49ers, they do take it 32-19. But the biggest storyline from week 1 is what happened off the field involving Tyreek Hill of the Dolphins as he was detained for a traffic violation before Miami's game on Sunday. Well, video showed Hill being handcuffed and taken to the pavement by Miami-Dade officers. Well, body cam video was released of the incidents late yesterday to give us a glimpse of the situation.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass. Get out of the car. Give me your ass. We'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of blood do you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested.
So this is only a portion of the over 3-minute video of Hill being pulled over for speeding outside of Hard Rock Stadium. So the officer knocks on his window with Hill telling him not to knock on his window like that before telling the officer just to give him his ticket, and then he rolls his window back up, and that's when things really escalate. A second officer comes in and forces Hill out of the car, down to the ground, and handcuffed. It would continue to the sidewalk with Hill complaining of knee pain, while actually other members of the Dolphins appear to kind of see what is happening. The incident has led to an internal investigation with Miami-Dade police, with one of the officers being placed on administrative leave. Hill's lawyer says they are exploring all legal remedies, believing the officer's actions were excessive.
Brandon Nimmo now facing Nance. And that's off of Servant. And the go-ahead run will score.
At the Dome, the Blue Jays started a series with the red-hot New York Mets, and after allowing the tying run to score on a wild pitch, Jays catcher Brian Servant allowed the winning run to score on a pass ball. As the Mets come back to beat the Jays 3-2, despite Leo Jimenez trying his best to walk things off in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, but it falls short at the track. Jays have lost 6-7. These two back at it tonight. All right, to the PWHL, where the league announced the names and logos of all 6 of their teams after going through the first season with a focus on the ice. For Toronto, they're going with the Toronto Scepters as they lean into the nickname Queen City, with the scepter representing power and strength. The logo intertwines a T and an S before the scepter design. The scepter's name lent itself to Queen Street, Queen's Quay, and the entire city. Here's a look at all the names and logos. So on the far left, you have the Boston Fleets, Minnesota Frost, Victoria de Montreal, New York Sirens, Ottawa Charge, and the Toronto Scepters. According to Vice President of hockey operations, Jana Hefford, these names and logos capture the dynamic energy of our athletes and enhance our team's presence in their cities, building a stronger foundation for the future of our league. Jerseys will be unveiled in the next little bit as they are still in production. And let's finish in Six Nations with the main cup taking place. Junior A lacrosse championships with Six Nation Chiefs winning game number 3 last night over the Victoria Shamrocks 7-5 in a defensive battle. So they now lead the best of 7 series 2-1. Game 4, the Senior A box lacrosse finals, happens tonight at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Game time is 8 o'clock.
All right, coming up on 6:14, it is Tuesday morning, 10th of September already. Cool start to the morning, which we'll talk about coming up. Looking at traffic, 403 on Waterdown Road. Still doing okay right there. We haven't really started to build there just as yet. Let's go to the one problem that we do have on the QEW at the moment. It's not on the QEW here, but you can see in the distance there the ramps to the northbound, or pardon me, the westbound QEW, which is heading away from us, and Toronto-bound QEW coming towards us. Both the ramps there are closed. We did have a police investigation going on through here, but I had word that it had cleared, but obviously that's still blocked. All right, MTO traffic cameras into St. Catharines at Ontario. Nothing there. Nikola Tesla Boulevard, flipping through the Ford plant. all the way through Etobicoke Creek. Nothing happening with volume or collisions right now. Temperature at the moment. Let's get you into this Tuesday here. Temperature is in single digits right now. We're sitting at 9 degrees. We do have a fair bit of mist, a fair bit of fog. And when I was coming in this morning, it was fairly thick in a lot of areas. Take it carefully, please, driving. The relative humidity is right up there at 100%. The air quality risk for today is in the low risk category, so no problems there. We've got a ridge of high pressure just to the south of us, and it's going to give us some nice days as it slides slowly off towards the east. Going to get a more southerly flow behind it, and that's going to help to pull our temperatures up. We'll be a little bit better today than we were yesterday by a couple of degrees. So we're looking at generally 23 degrees today. Factor in the humidity, it'll feel like 25, but lovely sunshine today. Tonight, temperature not quite as chilly, 14 for Niagara, 10 for Hamilton, to 12 around the rest of the horseshoe, but single digits away from the water, away from the lake, but fairly clear skies to just a few clouds. And tomorrow a touch warmer, 25, 6, and 7 for the day. Lovely sunshine. Just a little bit of cloud cover for tomorrow, so looks great as we continue into midweek. So out the door this morning, 10th of September, it's fairly misty. It is on the cool side. Temperature right now sitting at 9. Long range in a few minutes. Annette, Tim.
Okay, right after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily, fresh back from her long weekend. She's got a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat.
Okay, after the break, though, Air Canada is preparing for a potential shutdown if a contract agreement isn't reached with its pilots union. We'll see you in 2. We were just having a discussion in the break about White after Labor Day, and I was just trying to push Emily's buttons, as I normally do, saying that you're not allowed to do that, and you just said, that's not a thing anymore.
It's not. And Annette agrees with me. Yes. So you're outnumbered.
I just like to push your buttons to get you upset, and it works.
Stop pushing buttons.
Listen, summer is almost over. You will see this outfit retire until next summer. So I'm enjoying it while I can.
Can we say, though, very nice tan.
Yes. Thank you.
Very nice
yes,
tan.
Bahamas for my birthday was lovely.
Ooh, happy belated.
Very nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
All
yes,
right.
it was quite lovely.
Good.
If I could click my heels together, and there's no place like Bahamas. Okay, for Chit Chat, we are going to start off with some sad news. James Earl Jones has passed away at age 93.
What a legend.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about what made him such a legend. Kathy Bates is retiring from acting, and we're also going to check out the brand new Wheel of Fortune star, Ryan Seacrest.
Kicked off last night. We'll see you at the couch in a little bit.
Okay, let's take a look at some business numbers right now. The Canadian dollar is down in overseas trading 6 basis points, trading at 73.68 cents U.S. Gold is down over $1. Crude oil has dropped 55 cents to $68.16 a barrel. Midday trading in Europe right now, markets down in London and Paris, but up, London and Frankfurt, but up just a little bit in Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were down in Tokyo, but up in Hong Kong and Shanghai. What about North American markets? Started the trading week with some nice gains right across the board. Triple-digit gains for the TSX. Big gains for the Dow Jones, up 484. NASDAQ up 193. Let's see how they do when markets open on this Tuesday, September the 10th.
Well, Air Canada warns a work stoppage could start as soon as Sunday. If a deal isn't reached with its pilots union, customers with flights from September 15th to the 23rd can make changes at no cost, or they can get a credit for future travel. The airline says while the policy may be expanded as warranted, customers will not be eligible for extra compensation, and that's because labor disruptions are considered to be outside of the airline's control. The union representing 5,200 pilots wants their wages to match recent U.S. raises, which Air Canada says is excessive.
Unifor says employees at a Walmart warehouse in Mississauga will begin voting today on whether to join the union. Unifor National President Lena Payne says in a statement that a vote for the union this week, that is the best way for workers to get a level playing field with a corporate giant. The union applied to the Ontario Labour Relations Board to represent the workers back on September the 3rd and said a vote would be called if the cards submitted by Unifor represented at least 40% of the eligible workforce. The union's campaign to organize the workers at the Walmart facility began in December.
Okay, a quick break right now. Brian is back with traffic and your 7-day forecast.
6:24 onto the roads this morning. Not a lot happening in St. Catharines, which is normal this time of the morning. Here's the QEW at Niagara Street. Different story, top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Toronto bound towards us, getting real slow. This usually slows down quite early in the morning, and as you can see already, no problems at Appleby line. Here's the situation at Mississauga Road. The ramps from the QEW to Mississauga Road, going either Fort Erie bound or Toronto bound. You can see the flashing lights in the distance. We've got the ramps blocked there. Yeah, I'm still wondering about this because it was a police investigation earlier. They said it had cleared, but they still got blockages there. And here's the 403 at Dundas. No problems right there. Temperature right now. Hamilton, yeah, the cool spot. We do have some fog in the area. Be careful. 9 degrees right now. 12 Mississauga, 13 Grimsby and Toronto. Seasonals for an overnight low are 11, so we're a bit on the cool side. 22 for the daytime high. We'll beat that today by a degree. Those are our sun times and records for today. And for school today, should be sunny and 14 degrees for the first bell this morning, and then 23 and sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover, but generally a fairly sunny day today. So sunshine, 23, feeling like 25, 10 overnight tonight. Skies will be fairly clear. Look at tomorrow, 26, feeling like 29. Again, sunshine for Thursday. Friday the 13th. Beautiful day, sun and 24, even continuing into Saturday. Looks pretty good. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
Okay, looks pretty good for Thursday for our big special from the Hamilton Port Authority.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. Are you excited about Halloween? Are you there yet?
No.
No, okay. We are getting closer, and we did have this conversation in our household last night about what everybody's going to be, because move over, Ghosts and Goblins. This year's most popular Halloween costumes could be pretty influenced by pop culture more than traditional lore.
Google Trends says Beetlejuice is among the top searches. Tim Burton's horror comedy sequel, Beetlejuice, just hit theaters, and it's already sparking a lot of costume inspiration. You can also expect to see a lot of Bad and Good Witches. That's a nod to the upcoming release of the movie adaptation of the Broadway musical Wicked. And breakdancer Reagan, who became a viral sensation at the Olympics. That's a top search for costume ideas. That would be pretty easy to do as well.
Yeah. We were talking, I think we're going to have a Pokemon. We're going to have Hermione, because Pippa's really into Harry Potter.
Good.
The Fifi, we don't know yet. We assume it's going to be a kitty cat, because she's a kitty cat about 75% of the time anyways. So I would assume that would be going to Halloween, but still to be determined.
Okay. All right. We've got lots more coming up after the break. Stay with us.